একবার আসেন বাসায়, I'll call you.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's episode of Talking Point. I'm your host, Syed Neaz Ahmad. In our studios today, we have Mr. Mahbub Izdani Khan. He is professionally a management person, but he works for NHS, and socially he is very active. He is president of the Friends of Bangladesh. It's a social and cultural organization. It's a charity and provides several kinds of support to people in Bangladesh. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm fine. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you for making time for us and wading through the London traffic on a Friday afternoon.
We had some traffic, but we managed to come.
Okay, great. Mr. Khan, you used to work in different capacities as a management consultant, management personnel, but finally you landed in NHS, and you are managing some of the aspects of NHS. Well, if I wish I could talk about NHS, but today we are not going to talk about NHS, and we are going to talk about Friends of Bangladesh. FOB, Friends of Bangladesh, this is an organization that was established sometime in 1982.
82, that's right.
What were the circumstances? Why did we need a Friends of Bangladesh only for people who will benefit in Bangladesh and not Bangladeshis in London?
When these Friends of Bangladesh started in 1982, the young generation, like Anwar Chaudhry, the ex-High Commissioner in Dhaka, he was directly involved.
Presently, the British ambassador in Peru.
Peru. No, he's a Governor General now.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not until March.
Oh, until March, yeah. So that time initially they started very small, and they used to do some fashion show and some small dinner and raise the fund and send back home, because most of the young generation was working. And this is the way we run for the whole last 20 years. That so many times the changes, the management has been changed, trustees been changed, and lives goes on. Then I joined with Friends of Bangladesh 10 years back, when I was the member and cultural secretary, and then I moved to general secretary, and Awal was the president, Dr. Majid was the president, Awal was general secretary, then I was general secretary for 6 years.
Who are your members? I mean, you say general secretary, but who are the members?
Members, we have about, paid members, we have about 120 paid members, which my yearly fees is £20.
Right.
And life members about 35 life members who pay £200 each, life member. So we have what we do now at this moment, that we have some cultural events. We raise some fund for the cultural events, and every year we arrange a dinner, annual dinner.
Right.
And we invited these distinguished guests from the parliaments and the ministers and DFID people, and also UK Cancer Research UK people comes. And we raise some money and then send back to Dhaka.
Right.
That's the way we're running now.
You have a lot of projects running in Dhaka. I mean, apart from the cancer thing.
Yeah.
What are your goals? I mean, FOB again, Friends of Bangladesh. What are your goals apart from just raising money and sending it to Dhaka?
No, our future goal is that we should have some project in UK. We're thinking to some mental health, some counseling project in mental health, and we're trying to get some fund from the DFID. I met the DFID minister a couple of months ago, Rory Stewart, and then things have changed now. Now Alistair Byrne is now DFID minister.
Right.
So I'm going to arrange I already fixed a meeting with him next week. So we're going to see them. But what he said, the Rory Stewart told us that because they are funding in Bangladesh a large scale, like a break, they're funding a break, and they said to me that sometimes they fund some small organization, so they will send me details of these organizations. So after getting all these things, so we're thinking to get some involved with some mental health project in London, so counseling project. That's why in our future. UK.
Who supports you apart from Bangladeshis? professionals you said you are members? Who are other people?
No, we have the main chief patron is the High Commissioner. It's like a ex-officio, because every High Commissioner is our chief patron. And followed by, you have 3 members of the Parliament, one party each, one Conservative, one Labour, one
what
Liberal.
sort of support do you get from the High Commissioner?
A High Commissioner, we got support because if we need any help in Bangladesh, they used to help us.
You have to go through them.
Yeah, to go through them, and we are thinking to get a letter from them. Recently, Dr. Awal will visit Bangladesh with some projects, and His Excellency already told us that he will support us. He will send us some sort of letter confidential to us, and then Dr. Awal can go and see any help from them. Yeah.
What are your major projects in Bangladesh?
The major project is, the main project is the breast cancer awareness project, which is run by the Bangladesh Cancer Society. Dr. Awal will explain to everything to you. But this is run by the Bangladesh Cancer Society. We have a volunteer there, and we there goes to the different garments factory to encourage the women to come back to biopsy and all kind of things. So because what happens, we funding this project to the Bangladesh Cancer Society Hospital in Mirpur, and Professor Hai is the charge. So we sending money to him, and so he arranged everything for us.
And Dr. Awal is the coordinator for.
Dr. Awal is the coordinator for all my project in Bangladesh.
Great. We will leave that subject for Dr. Awal to explain and discuss. You have a project running in Munshiganj, Basal project, isn't it?
Yeah.
You set up a schools, and this is a 2015 figures. That's I got. You have had 100 students and 8 teachers, and 10% of them receive free education. See? So 10% only out of 100, that means 10 students receive free education.
No, what happens, the time to time, they're asking us some money to send them money so that they can subsidize this project. Sometimes we have very much difficult to sending money in Bangladesh. You know, there is some sort of restriction. But thanks God that we got the permission now that we can send money through the Sonali Bank. So we're starting sending money to the Sonali Bank. Before that, we have last 1.5 years, we couldn't send any money.
As a charity, you should not.
No, no. As a charity, there is some bar in Bangladesh government putting some bar that we should not send some money to Bangladesh directly. There is some position, and then we have got a lot of problem with the Sonali Bank. And then after that, Sonali Bank asking so many documents, and we submitted all these documents and fulfilled their requirements. And now we have got a green signal. Now we start sending some money to the Bangladesh now.
Things have improved.
Yeah, things have improved now.
So this figure of 2015, yes, it says 100 students and 8 teachers. See. And you also used to have sewing classes, probably still have, see, and where you had 20 students and 2 teachers, see. There's a medical center and for medical advice and minor treatment there also, isn't it?
Main medical center is in Hatia.
Yep, that's a different thing.
A different thing,
this is for the students who are in Munshiganj. Yes. And when you say medical treatment, minor medical treatment, is it just over-the-counter medicine?
Over-the-counter the medicine, that's right. They used to buy some medicine and send back to the people.
It's administered by nurses or doctors?
Nurses, no doctor, no.
You have a project and a very commendable project, Dhaka Rickshaw project. See. And again, I have this, it started in March 2010. And you raised this whole money from Zakat and from local and UK Bangladeshis, and you provided, again, 2015 figures I have here is 5 rickshaws donated. See.
That's the initial, when it started, that's the 5 rickshaws. Now we have projected, we are sending money again to get the 16 rickshaws to the different places in Dhaka, but most of them are Mirpur and Kalyanpur area.
See. Because much as it is, and it's so environment friendly, the rickshaw, see, the life of a rickshaw puller is very, very troublesome.
That's right.
It's a physical labor, see. And they say, I mean, whenever I go to Dhaka, I ask people, and they say that our life is very short, see, of a rickshaw puller, because he can't go on doing the same job for 20 years or something.
No,
impossible.
No, impossible.
So while it sounds very nice, it's environment friendly and no pollution and all, but who is going to pull our rickshaws after 10 years, 20 years and 30 years?
Home things are changed.
Things will change, definitely. We'll have battery cars.
That's right.
So you said that you are going to improve, provide more money, and there will be more rickshaws on the roads in Kalyanpur and Mirpur.
Mirpur area, especially. And behind the rickshaw, we're already putting this signboard that is funded by the Friends of Bangladesh, UK.
Friends of Bangladesh.
So people knows that these are the charity organizations giving the rickshaws to them.
When you are involved in this kind of projects, which also involves the local government there.
Local, we involved with the local, they call the councillor, councillor, ward councillor and all this. They involve us because when we hand over these rickshaws and they invited us, we invited them to come along to the meeting.
What sort of support do you get from them?
Not much. No, not much.
You wish they were more friendly and more supportive.
More friendly,
But they don't cause any hindrance?
No, they don't cause any hindrance, no. But we don't get support from them. But anyway, they comes and they integrate the whole functions and hand over the rickshaws. And sometimes we invite local MPs. But anyway, we would not involve with the politics on this.
Right, of course not.
We never
The charity should not be.
No. Even when we started the Friends of Bangladesh starting the Breast Cancer Awareness Project, we didn't. We went to the British High Commission to come along and open this function. We didn't invite any politician on this. Don't involve with the politician.
Well, this is a very good way of starting something with the Zakat project, Zakat money. And what are other projects that receive Zakat money?
Also, Zakat money with the higher education project.
Right.
Higher education project. We funded 50,000 taka every year to one student from Sylhet Medical College, one Dhaka Medical College, one Buet, and one Dhaka University. And all of them are passed away. All of them qualified and they got the job.
Right.
Now we recruit another 4.
Right.
One is Rajshahi University, one is Dhaka Medical College, one Pabna Medical College, and one is Dhaka University.
Yes.
4 of them now, we are funding them now.
Right.
In fact, what happens, they used to get all free because of the public institution, but this money they can help for their buying some books and the other expenditure. This not much money, but it's still
living in the hostel.
Yeah.
Commuting from home to university.
That's right. That can help.
So you try to finance or help 4 students every year.
Every year.
And do you monitor their progress after they have graduated?
No. This is also a very good question, because we don't recruit like this. Like Dhaka University Public Admin, we went to chair of the public admin, the professor, I can't remember his name, but he selected the girl.
Right.
That's the girl, poor girls, and you need to fund for this.
Right, and they would know better.
Because they recommend us that you should take this girl for us higher education scholarship, and also the Buet, also the Rajshahi and all these places. It comes from the teacher.
Right.
It's come from the teacher.
But every month, every year, do you receive
a report? Every year, not every month. Every year.
Do you receive a report?
Oh yes, every of course, every year. We have a condition with them that if, especially the medical one, if they fail one year, we still fund them. But if they fail twice, then there's a problem start. But most of them didn't fail. Most of them are finishing the course very quick, within 5 years.
This is all very commendable, because you are looking after those who cannot on their own.
They're very poor. They're very poor background. You can't believe it, but this is a very poor background. The boys and girls who are taking them. I mean, some of them's parents died.
Right.
Father died. Some of them fathers working as a clerk, earning 10,000, 12,000 taka, which is very minor. Some of the Pabna's girls was talking to us that she one time she was thinking that her mom's thinking she get out from this medicine, going back to the university to do some, because shortage of money. Then we encourage them to go ahead. We'll fund you. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. It's time to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the same discussion of how you are financing and providing support to the charities.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, and we'll be back soon after this short break. Thank you.